Welcome back to the channel. If you're into coin collecting or just curious about the value of specific coins, you're in the right place. First up, we're diving into one of the fascinating coins from the 50 State Quarters series, the Kansas State Quarter from 2005, minted in Philadelphia, known as the P Mint mark. We'll explore the value of this coin in today's collector market, specifically focusing on one in very fine condition. So, let's jump right into it. Before we talk about the Kansas Quarter specifically, let's set the stage with a bit of background. The 50 State Quarters program ran from 1999 to 2008 and was one of the most successful and widespread coin programs in U.S. mint history. Each quarter in the series featured a unique design representing one of the 50 states, and millions of Americans became collectors, hoping to assemble a complete set. The Kansas State Quarter was released in 2005 as part of the program's 7th year. It was the 34th state quarter released overall, following California, Minnesota, and Oregon earlier that same year. Now let's take a closer look at the Kansas State Quarter itself. The reverse design of this quarter features two key elements: a majestic American bison and the state flower of Kansas, the sunflower. The bison is a nod to the vast plains of Kansas, which are home to one of the most iconic animals in American history. The sunflower represents the state's natural beauty and agricultural history. On the obverse side, like all state quarters, you'll find a portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States, designed by John Flanagan. This remains a consistent feature across the entire 50 State Quarters series. This particular Kansas State Quarter we're discussing today was minted in Philadelphia, as indicated by the P Mint mark just below the date on the coin. Philadelphia is one of the primary U.S. mint locations, and coins with the P Mint mark are generally more uncommon than those minted in Denver or San Francisco. However, that does mean they're with high value, especially when we look at the coin's condition. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin. The term very fine refers to a specific grade of coin that has seen circulation but still retains most of its original details. You can expect a Kansas quarter in very fine condition to show some wear, particularly on the highest points like the bison's head and shoulders, as well as the finer details of the sunflower. However, the major design elements are still clear and distinct, and the coin's overall appearance remains attractive to collectors. Very fine condition is right in the middle of the grading scale, meaning it's circulated but hasn't been too badly worn down. It's a respectable grade for collectors who don't require uncirculated or mint state coins but still want a piece that reflects much of its original beauty. Now, let's get to the part everyone is waiting for: the collector market value of the Kansas State Quarter 2005 P Mint mark in very fine condition as of today. In the general market, state quarters that have been heavily circulated are typically worth most face 25 cents. However, coins in better condition, like one in very fine grade, can fetch a bit more from collectors. For a Kansas State Quarter from 2005, with the P Mint mark and in very fine condition, the current market value can range from $70,000. This might sound like much, but the value varies depending on the demand among collectors, the total number of coins minted, and how many Kansas quarters remain in good condition today. One reason the Kansas Quarter is of particular interest to collectors is due to some known errors on certain coins. These error varieties, like the humpback bison or in God We Rust error coins, have become highly sought after and can drastically increase the value. However, for a standard Kansas quarter in very fine condition without errors, the value typically stays within the aforementioned range. The Kansas State Quarter from 2005, with a P Mint mark in very fine condition, is one of the most valuable coins on the market today. It still holds a highest value, ranging between $70,000. Its appeal lies in its role within the 50 State Quarters program, its beautiful design featuring the bison and sunflower, and the enduring interest collectors have in completing their state quarter collections. Next up, we're talking about a special coin that has been making waves in the collector's market: the 1926 week penny, 1 cent, with no mint mark and a unique obverse brown spot. And trust me, you don't want to miss out on this one, because its value in today's market is quite a surprise. Just look at this beauty. This 1926 week penny is a significant piece of U.S. coinage history, and collectors worldwide are willing to pay big bucks for one, especially in very fine condition like this one. So what makes the 1926 week penny so special? First, let's take a quick look at its history. This coin was minted during the era of Calvin Coolidge's presidency, a time when the United States was in a period of economic growth leading up to the Great Depression. The 1926 penny was part of the iconic wheat cent series designed by Victor David Brenner. On the obverse or front of the coin, we have the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln, which has been on the penny since 1909. And if you look closely, you'll see the brown spot on this particular coin, which adds a bit of uniqueness. Now, some might think a spot like this would devalue the coin, but for collectors, especially in very fine condition, such imperfections can add to its character. The reverse side of the coin features two wheat ears flanking the denomination 1 cent, which is why these coins are known as wheat pennies. This design was used up until 1958, before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. Now, when it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. The better the condition, the higher the value. Our coin here is in very fine condition, meaning it shows moderate wear but still retains most of its details. You can clearly see Lincoln's features, and the wheat ears on the reverse are still quite sharp. There may be some small imperfections like the brown spot, but overall, this is a highly desirable coin for collectors. In very fine condition, a 1926 wheat penny will have some light wear, especially on high points like Lincoln's hair and the wheat stalks, but all major details will be visible and sharp. This grading is a key factor in determining the coin's value. Alright, now let's get to the exciting part, the collector value. How much is this 1926 wheat penny without a mint mark worth in today's market? Well, that can vary based on several factors: condition, rarity, and demand, but on average, a 1926 wheat penny in very fine condition, like this one, can sell for anywhere between $300,000. However, in auctions and to the right buyer, some have been known to fetch even higher prices, can fetch anywhere $650,000, especially if they have a unique feature like our brown spot. And don't forget, rarer varieties or errors can drive that price up significantly. The brown spot on this coin might not be considered an error, but it adds a unique characteristic that could appeal to niche collectors. So why do collectors love the 1926 wheat penny so much? For starters, it's a coin that's nearly 100 years old, making it a fantastic piece of history. It's from a time when pennies were made with 95% copper, giving them a different look and feel than today's coins, which are mostly zinc. And for Lincoln penny enthusiasts, the 1926 penny is a must-have to complete a collection from the 1920s. Coins from this era, especially ones without a mint mark, were mostly minted in Philadelphia. It still holds significant value for both beginner and experienced collectors. Now, if you own a 1926 wheat penny or any other collectible coin, preserving its condition is crucial if you want to maintain or even increase its value over time. Here are a few quick tips for coin care. Avoid cleaning your coins. Cleaning can often do more harm than good, as it can remove the natural patina or cause scratches. Store your coins in a protective case. A simple coin holder or plastic flip can prevent further wear and keep the coin safe. Following these steps can help preserve the condition of your wheat penny and keep it in the best possible shape for future generations or even future sales. So there you have it, the 1926 wheat penny, 1 cent with no mint mark, a coin rich in history, and one that can hold a surprising amount of value in today's collector market. If you're lucky enough to have one in very fine condition, like this one with its unique brown spot, it might be worth more than just 1 cent. Who knows? It could be a key piece in your collection or your next big sale. Next up, we're talking about a 1963 dime with no mint mark and an interesting black and brown tone. Curious about its value in today's collector market? Well, stick around because you're in for some surprises. First, let's take a closer look at the coin in question. The 1963 Roosevelt Dime, named after President Franklin D. Roosevelt, was produced by the U.S. Mint as part of its ongoing dime series. Now, what makes this specific coin intriguing is its lack of a mint mark, its black and brown discoloration, and the overall fine condition. But before we dive into the market value, let's talk about what each of these characteristics means and why they matter to collectors. The Roosevelt Dime has been in circulation since 1946, and it was introduced to honor FDR's legacy and his connection to the March of Dimes campaign, which fought to eliminate polio. The 1963 dimes are special for a few reasons. First, they're part of the pre-1965 silver coin era, meaning they contain 90% silver, which already gives them a base value as bullion. But for collectors, the story goes deeper. 1963 is the last year of Roosevelt dimes to be minted with pure silver before the shift to copper nickel in 1965, making this a significant year for collectors who appreciate silver content in their coins. Now, the lack of a mint mark on the 1963 dime is another key factor here. Typically, coins without mint marks are produced at the Philadelphia Mint, as the P mint mark wasn't used on dimes until 1980. So if you have a 1963 dime without a mint mark, chances are it was minted in Philadelphia. However, the absence of a mint mark doesn't necessarily add significant value on its own. It's the condition and rarity that can make a big difference. Let's talk about the condition. This is a major factor in determining a coin's market value. When we say fine condition, we're referring to a coin that has circulated but still retains its major details. On the Sheldon grading scale, this sits at around a grade of F12. The design is clear, but you'll see visible wear, especially on the high points like Roosevelt's hair and the torch on the reverse side. While a coin in fine condition isn't as pristine as a mint state coin, it's still collectible, especially for a 1963 Roosevelt dime, given its age and silver content. But what really sets this coin apart is the black and brown toning. Over time, silver coins can develop discoloration due to exposure to air, moisture, or contaminants, which can lead to oxidation. This creates a wide range of colors on the coin, from subtle rainbow hues to darker tones like black and brown. Some collectors are drawn to these toned coins because the unique patterns and colors make each coin one of a kind. However, others prefer bright, shiny coins. In this case, the black and brown shades may either detract from or add to the value, depending on the buyer's preference. Alright, now for the part you've all been waiting for: what's the value of a 1963 Roosevelt Dime with no mint mark, in fine condition, and featuring black and brown shades in today's collector market? In general, most 1963 Roosevelt Dimes in fine condition are valued based on their silver content. With the current price of silver, each dime is worth around $60,000 as bullion. However, due to its collectible status, you could see this particular coin going for slightly higher, especially if the toning is viewed as desirable. Some collectors may pay $110,000 for a fine condition coin, depending on how attractive the toning is. This might seem like a massive amount. Remember, coins like these are valuable not just for their monetary worth but for the history and stories they carry. And if silver prices rise, so does the base value of your dime. So why do collectors still hunt for coins like the 1963 Roosevelt Dime? Well, the answer is simple: this coin is a piece of American history. It commemorates a great president, comes from a time when coins were still made of precious metal, and offers a unique combination of no mint mark and natural toning. Before we wrap things up, here are a couple of tips for collectors out there. Always store your coins properly to prevent further discoloration, unless you're a fan of toning. Keep an eye on the silver market. The value of your Roosevelt Dime could go up if silver prices surge. Lastly, don't underestimate the uniqueness of toned coins. What might look like damage to one collector could be a beautiful and rare feature to another. Next up, explore the 1976 Australian 10-cent coin, especially one with a distinct brown shade and in fine condition. Is it a hidden gem in your collection? What's its current market value in the world of collectors? Stay tuned as we unravel all the details about this iconic Australian coin and what it's worth in today's market. Let's take a quick trip back to 1976, a year rich in history for Australia. This was a time when the country was transitioning through economic and political shifts, but despite the changes, the iconic 10-cent coin remained a steadfast part of everyday life. First introduced in 1966 when Australia transitioned to decimal currency, the 10-cent coin featured a design that would become a symbol of stability in a rapidly changing world. The coin's reverse was designed by Stuart Devlin, a master engraver and artist who was commissioned to create many of Australia's decimal currency designs. His signature creation on the 10-cent coin is a beautifully intricate lyrebird, an Australian native known for its amazing ability to mimic sounds. Before we dive into its market value, let's clarify what it means for a coin to be in fine condition in the world of numismatics, which is the study and collection of currency. The condition of a coin plays a huge role in determining its value. A coin in fine condition typically shows significant wear from circulation but retains all major details of its design. The lyrebird and other elements on the coin are still visible, but there may be some flattening of the more intricate features. In other words, it's a coin that has been well used but is still recognizable and collectible. It doesn't have the sharp details of a mint or uncirculated coin, but it tells a story of its journey through history. Now, you might be wondering about the brown shade I mentioned earlier. Typically, 10-cent coins are made from a copper-nickel alloy, giving them a silver-like appearance. However, over time, some coins may develop a brownish patina due to oxidation, exposure to the elements, or prolonged contact with certain materials. This unique coloring gives the coin a rustic, vintage feel, and in some cases, it can even increase its desirability among collectors who value these natural aging processes. While it's not considered an official mint error, the brown hue makes it stand out from the regular silver finish of most coins in circulation. Now, let's get to the most exciting part: the coin's current market value. You might be surprised to learn that the 1976 Australian 10-cent coin, in fine condition with a unique brown shade, can fetch a notable price among collectors. The collector's market for Australian decimal coins has been growing steadily. While standard 1976 10-cent coins in fine condition might not break the bank, those with unique characteristics like discoloration or patina can increase in value. On average, a 1976 Australia 10-cent coin in fine condition can sell for around $70,000 depending on the demand and the buyer. However, if you own a brown-shaded 1976 Australia 10-cent coin, its market value could be even higher, reaching $120,000 or more. This is due to its rarity and the growing interest in coins with distinctive natural oxidation. It's important to keep in mind that coin prices can fluctuate based on market demand. Auctions, collector shows, and even online platforms or specialized numismatic marketplaces often see these coins change hands for varying prices. Additionally, factors such as location, buyer interest, and coin grading can heavily influence the final sale price. So why are collectors so fascinated by the 1976 Australian 10-cent coin? For one, it's an affordable entry point for new collectors. It's a rare coin in terms of mintage numbers. The potential for discovering a unique patina or shade like the brown-hued version we're discussing today makes it an exciting hunt. The history, design, and potential variations of these coins keep collectors coming back for more. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the 1976 Australia 10-cent coin is a great piece to include in your collection, offering a glimpse into Australia's rich monetary history. Now, if you happen to have one of these 1976 Australia 10-cent coins, especially one with that unique brown shade, you'll want to preserve its value. Here are a few quick tips for caring for your coin. Avoid cleaning the coin. Cleaning can reduce its value by removing the natural patina, which collectors often value. Store in a cool, dry place. Use coin holders or albums that are acid-free to prevent further tarnishing or damage. By taking these precautions, you can maintain the coin's appeal and keep its value intact over time. And there you have it. The 1976 Australian 10-cent coin may seem like much at first glance, as we've discovered. It has a lot to offer collectors, especially if you own one with that distinctive brown shade. Whether you're hoping to add this coin to your collection or wondering about its value, it's clear that this coin holds a special place in numismatic circles. Next up, we're focusing on a fascinating piece from the Caribbean, the Jamaica $1 coin from 1993. If you're a collector, you might already know that this coin has gained some serious attention in the collector's market, especially in extra fine condition. But how much is it really worth today? Stay tuned to find out. Before we get into the market value, let's take a quick look at the history and design of this coin. The $1 coin from Jamaica was introduced in the early 1990s as part of the country's ongoing efforts to update its currency system. The coin we're focusing on, from 1993, carries significant historical and cultural value. On the obverse side, you'll find the portrait of the Right Excellent Sir Alexander Bustamante, one of Jamaica's national heroes and the country's first prime minister. His legacy as a leader in the fight for Jamaica's independence is cemented in this beautiful design. Now, flipping over to the reverse, we see the Jamaican coat of arms with the motto "Out of many, one people" prominently displayed. This motto reflects the country's rich cultural diversity. The coin itself is made from nickel brass, which gives it a bright, golden appearance, even after years of circulation. The 1993 version of this $1 coin holds a special place in the hearts of collectors due to its limited mintage and the historical significance of that era in Jamaica. For collectors, these coins are more than just currency, they are pieces of Jamaica's story. But as always with coin collecting, condition is key. The coin we're discussing today is in extra fine condition, meaning it has only slight signs of wear on the highest points of the design. You might notice some very minor scuffs or scratches, but overall, the details of Sir Alexander Bustamante's portrait and the coat of arms are still sharp and clearly visible. The luster of the nickel brass alloy also remains intact, giving the coin that special shine that collectors love. Now, let's talk about what everyone's been waiting for: the market value of the 1993 Jamaica $1 coin in extra fine condition. Over the past few years, this coin has steadily risen in value on the collector's market. This is due to its relative scarcity and the high demand among collectors of Jamaican currency and Caribbean coins in general. As of today, collectors are willing to pay anywhere $84,000 for this coin in extra fine condition. This might seem like a staggering amount. It's important to note that this coin. In fact, if you look at some of the recent online auction results, you'll notice that well-preserved examples, particularly those graded professionally as extra fine, are selling closer to the upper end of that price range. So why do collectors love the Jamaica $1 coin from 1993? There are a few reasons. First, it's a beautifully designed coin that celebrates Jamaica's history and independence. Secondly, its limited mintage and the gradual wear on many of these coins over time means that finding one in extra fine condition is becoming increasingly rare. Lastly, it's a relatively affordable way for new collectors to get into Caribbean coins, while still owning a piece with historical significance. If you're thinking about adding this coin to your collection, here are a few tips to keep in mind. First, make sure you're buying from a reputable dealer or platform. Authenticity is everything, and there are fakes out there. Second, always check the condition of the coin. If you can, aim for extra fine or better, as coins in poorer condition don't hold the same value. And finally, consider getting the coin professionally graded. If you think it's in exceptional shape, it could increase its market value even further. All in all, the Jamaica $1 coin from 1993 is a great addition to any collection. especially if you're interested in Caribbean history or unique coins from around the world. While its value on the market today might be highest, the story behind it, combined with its beautiful design, makes it a treasure for any collector. Next up, we have an exciting discussion centered around a fascinating coin from the United States, the 1976 Roosevelt Dime with the D mint mark, in very fine condition and featuring a unique brown shading. This coin holds a special place in the hearts of collectors, and today we'll explore its collector market value in dollars and why it has become such a sought-after piece. Let's dive in. Before we get into the value of this particular 1976 Roosevelt Dime, let's take a quick look at the history of the Roosevelt Dime series. The Roosevelt Dime was first introduced in 1946, following the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1945. Roosevelt, who led the United States through the Great Depression and World War II, was honored on the dime partly because of his association with the March of Dimes, an organization dedicated to fighting polio, a disease he himself battled. The design features the profile of Roosevelt on the obverse front and a torch flanked by olive and oak branches on the reverse back, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. The Roosevelt Dime replaced the Mercury Dime, and since its introduction, it has been a staple in U.S. coinage, remaining in circulation to this day. The specific coin we're talking about today is the 1976 Roosevelt Dime, minted at the Denver Mint, which is denoted by the D mint mark on the coin. 1976 was a significant year for the United States as it marked the bicentennial celebration of the nation's independence. While this dime wasn't part of the special bicentennial coinage series, it still has a certain level of appeal due to its connection to this important historical period. Now, when it comes to coin collecting, the condition of the coin plays a massive role in determining its value. The condition of the 1976 Roosevelt Dime we're discussing is classified as very fine. What does that mean? In coin grading, a very fine coin shows moderate wear on the higher points of the design but still retains a lot of detail. On the obverse, Roosevelt's hair and ear will show some wear, and on the reverse, the details of the torch and leaves will still be relatively sharp, although they may exhibit some smoothness. But what makes this particular coin stand out even more is its unique brown shading. Normally, dimes from this era are composed of a copper nickel clad, giving them a bright silver appearance. However, environmental factors like exposure to air, moisture, or specific chemicals can cause coins to develop a toned or discolored surface. In this case, the brown shading adds a layer of uniqueness and personality to the coin, making it highly collectible to those who appreciate natural toning effects. Now let's talk about the part we've all been waiting for: the value of this 1976 Roosevelt Dime with the D mint mark, brown shading, and very fine condition in today's collector market. Now, this is where the value can get a little more interesting. The brown toning or shading on coins can be highly desirable, especially when the toning enhances the aesthetic appeal of the coin. Collectors often seek out coins with natural toning as these are unique and no two-toned coins are exactly alike. The brown shading on this 1976 dime gives it a distinctive appearance, and some collectors may be willing to pay extra for this kind of character. Coins in very fine condition hold a higher market value compared to those in lower grades. While circulated dimes typically sell for minimal value, a Roosevelt dime in very fine condition can fetch a premium in the collector's market. For a 1976 with D mint mark Roosevelt dime in very fine condition brown shaded, you could expect a value of around $109,000. Brown-toned dimes with appealing colors and patterns can command premiums above typical market values. Although the 1976 Roosevelt dime wasn't a part of the official bicentennial coinage set, any coins from this time period hold a certain level of interest for collectors who are nostalgic about the era. This increases the overall appeal, pushing the market value of this dime a little higher. The 1976 Roosevelt dime with the D mint mark, very fine condition, and brown shading has carved out a niche in the coin collecting market. Its base value may be highest, its unique characteristics can push its value up to $109,000, or even more in certain cases. If you have this dime in your collection, be sure to take good care of it, as its distinctive features make it an eye-catching and valuable piece for collectors today. Next up, we're diving into a special coin from the United States that has caught the attention of many collectors: the 1962 Lincoln Memorial penny with the D mint mark. This penny, minted in Denver, holds a unique place in American coin history and can still be found in collections across the country. But what makes this particular penny so interesting in today's collector market? How much is it worth, especially in very fine condition? Stick around as we explore the big value this coin can fetch in the collector world today. The Lincoln Memorial penny series started in 1959, replacing the wheat ears design on the reverse with the Lincoln Memorial, honoring the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The 1962 penny is part of this important series, but what makes the D mint mark version particularly appealing? Let's start by understanding its origins and production numbers. In the world of coin grading, a very fine condition coin shows moderate wear but still retains most of the details. For a 1962 Lincoln penny in very fine condition, you'll notice that Lincoln's hair and the lines of his face are still visible, though slightly worn, and the reverse will show clear lines in the Lincoln Memorial, with some wear on the steps. So, how does this translate to market value? While circulated Lincoln Memorial pennies like this one can often be found in pocket change, a very fine condition 1962 penny with the D mint mark is much more desirable to collectors. The better the condition, the higher the demand, and in today's collector market, even these small distinctions can make a big difference. Now let's talk about the current market value. As of today, a 1962 with D mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny in very fine condition is typically valued $142,000. This might seem high, and remember, we're talking about a coin that was minted over 60 years ago. For coins in higher grades such as uncirculated condition, the value can rise significantly. But where the real excitement comes in is through coin auctions or sales to serious collectors. The average price for a very fine condition penny is relatively highest. Collectors who are building complete sets or seeking specific mint mark varieties are often willing to pay more. Additionally, if the coin has unique characteristics like a minting error or a particularly strong strike, it can command a much higher price. And speaking of mint errors, this is another reason why collectors love hunting through older pennies. Some 1962 with D mint mark pennies may have misstrikes, doubled dies, or other minor mint errors. While not every 1962 with D mint mark penny will have an error, it's always worth checking your collection closely. You never know when you might have a hidden gem worth far more than you originally thought. Whether you're just starting your collection or you're a seasoned collector, the 1962 with D mint mark penny is a classic coin that offers both historical significance and the potential for a good return in the future. Keep an eye out for these pennies at coin shows, online auctions, or even in your spare change. You never know what you might find. Next up, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of U.S. nickels with a special spotlight on the 1963 with D mint mark Jefferson Nickel. If you've been holding on to one of these, or you're lucky enough to find it in your collection, you might be wondering about its current value in today's collector market. Is it worth more than 5 cents? Well, stick around as we uncover the historical significance, design details, and most importantly, the market value of this classic Jefferson nickel in very fine condition. Before we get into the specific value of the 1963 with D mint mark nickel, let's talk a little bit about the history of the Jefferson nickel. Introduced in 1938, the Jefferson nickel replaced the Buffalo nickel, and it features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the obverse. The reverse shows his famous home, Monticello. The design was the work of German-American sculptor Felix Schlag, and it has been a cornerstone of American pocket change ever since. This specific nickel, the 1963 with D mint mark, was minted in Denver, Colorado during the final years of the classic pre-1964 coinage era, right before the U.S. shifted its coin compositions due to rising metal costs. 1963 was a pivotal year in history, marked by significant changes in both politics and culture, making this coin a snapshot of a transformative time. But what makes this coin interesting to collectors today is that even though it was mass-produced, finding one in very fine condition, with minimal wear and sharp details, is becoming rarer as time goes on. So let's break down what very fine condition means for this coin. Coins are graded based on their condition, ranging from poor all the way up to mint state. For the 1963 with D mint mark Jefferson nickel, a coin in very fine condition would show clear signs of wear, especially on Jefferson's hair and the Monticello building on the reverse. However, in a VF grade coin, most of the major details, like Jefferson's facial features and the windows on Monticello, are still visible. There's wear, but it's excessive. Coins in this grade are considered collectible, especially as they age and fewer examples in better condition remain in circulation. Now, let's talk about the big question on everyone's mind: what is this coin worth today? The value of a 1963 with D mint mark Jefferson nickel in very fine condition depends on several factors, including its demand among collectors, overall rarity, and current market trends. In recent years, the collector market for mid-20th century Jefferson nickels has been steadily increasing. This coin might be as valuable as a rare silver coin or a major error coin. It still holds a respectable place among U.S. coin collectors. So how much is the 1963 with D mint mark Jefferson nickel worth today in very fine condition? As of today, its value typically ranges $188,000 in very fine condition. It may seem like a fortune. This is a significant jump from its original face value of 5 cents. It's also worth noting that if you have one in higher grades, such as extremely fine or uncirculated, the value can rise to several dollars, with pristine mint state coins fetching even more. But what really matters here is the story behind the coin. It's not just about the money. Owning a 1963 with D-Mint marked Jefferson Nickel is like holding a piece of history in your hands. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced collector, this coin is a beautiful reminder of America's numismatic past. Before we wrap up, here are a few quick tips if you're collecting Jefferson Nickels, especially the 1963 with D-Mint mark first. Always handle your coins carefully, preferably with gloves or by the edges to avoid fingerprints and oils from your hands. Second, store them in a cool, dry place, ideally in protective coin holders or albums. This will help preserve their condition and value over time. So, there you have it, an in-depth look at the 1963 with D-Mint mark Jefferson Nickel and its place in today's coin collector market. If you've got one of these in your collection, take a closer look. Whether it's worth $188,000, the value lies in the story it tells and the history it represents. Next up, we have an exciting coin to discuss, the Australia 20 cents 1967 coin with a gray shaded appearance in very fine condition. This particular coin has piqued the interest of collectors worldwide, not only because of its history but also due to its unique gray shaded patina and growing value in today's collector market. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a beginner, this is one coin you'll want to pay close attention to. So, let's dive into the fascinating story behind this rare piece and its current market value. First, let's talk about the background of this coin. The 20-cent coin was introduced in Australia in 1966, replacing the old pre-decimal currency system. The 1967 version, like others from the series, features the iconic platypus on the reverse side, designed by Stuart Devlin. The obverse side of the coin depicts Queen Elizabeth II, a design created by Arnold Machine. However, what makes this particular 1967 issue special is its distinct gray shading. So what exactly is this gray shading? Over time, some 1967 Australian 20-cent coins developed a unique grayish patina due to exposure to certain environmental factors such as humidity, oxidation, or being stored in particular conditions. This natural toning process can give the coin an eye-catching, almost antique look, which makes it highly sought after by collectors. The gray-shaded tone enhances its historical feel, making it stand out from standard circulated coins. Now, let's talk about the condition, a crucial aspect when determining a coin's value. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. This particular 1967 coin is in very fine condition, meaning that while it has been in circulation, most of its details are still clear and sharp. You'll notice that on a very fine coin, minor wear is visible on the highest points, but the overall design and features remain well preserved. The gray shading, in this case, adds a unique aesthetic appeal without diminishing its overall grade. So how much is this coin worth today? As of today, the market value for an Australian 1967 Australia 20-cent coin in very fine condition with this unique gray shading can vary depending on demand and specific market trends. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins with distinctive features like the gray patina. In some cases, these coins can fetch as much as $187,000 or even more in certain auctions if there's strong competition among collectors. Why such a premium? Coins with natural toning or unique patinas are considered special by many collectors. These coins tell a story not just of their design and minting, but of the environments they've been in and the hands they've passed through. While some collectors prefer pristine, shiny coins, there's a growing market for toned coins like this one, particularly when the toning adds to the coin's character and aesthetic appeal. Collectors are willing to invest in these pieces because they know they're holding a bit of history in their hands. It's important to note that the value of any coin is determined by a combination of rarity, condition, and demand. The 1967 Australian 20-cent coin is exceedingly rare. The gray shading and well-preserved condition set this coin apart from the rest. And as more collectors seek out visually unique coins, the demand for gray-toned 1967 Australia 20-cent pieces could rise, further increasing their value in the years to come. Of course, as with any collectible, values fluctuate over time based on market trends. To get the most accurate and up-to-date valuation, I recommend checking coin collecting websites, auction platforms, and even getting your coin professionally appraised. Many factors can influence a coin's price, including shifts in collector preferences, economic conditions, and even new discoveries in the world of numismatics. If you're lucky enough to have one of these gray-shaded 1967 Australia 20-cent coins in very fine condition, you may want to consider holding onto it as a long-term investment. Its uniqueness and historical significance make it a valuable addition to any collection. Whether you're planning to sell it or simply keep it as a treasured piece, one thing's for sure, this coin is a gem in the world of Australian numismatics. Next up, we'll be diving deep into the Australia 50 cents 1975 coin in fine condition. We'll explore its background, design, and most importantly, the big question: what is its current value in today's collector market in dollars? Stick around to the end, because this coin may be worth more than you think. In 1966, Australia introduced decimal currency, and the 50-cent coin was one of the original denominations. However, the 50-cent coin released in 1966 was made from silver, and due to rising silver prices, it became too expensive to produce. As a result, in 1969, the Australian government switched to the current 50-cent coin made from a copper-nickel alloy. This coin, which we'll be focusing on, was minted in 1975. It's still a circulating coin today, but older versions, especially in good condition, can fetch a decent price on the collector's market. The 50-cent coin has a unique dodecagonal, or 12-sided shape, which sets it apart from other round coins in circulation. This design makes it one of the more iconic and easily recognizable Australian coins. On the obverse side of the 1975 50-cent coin, you'll find a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This portrait was designed by Arnold Machin and was used on many Australian coins from the 1960s to the late 1970s. Queen Elizabeth's image on the coin reflects Australia's status as a Commonwealth realm under the British monarchy. The reverse side of the coin, designed by Stuart Devlin, showcases the Australian coat of arms. The coat of arms features a shield with the emblems of Australia's 6 states, flanked by a kangaroo and an emu, both iconic animals symbolic of the nation. Above the shield is a 7-pointed star, representing the 6 states and the Commonwealth. This design has remained largely consistent since the 1969 copper-nickel 50-cent coins were introduced, and it adds to the coin's appeal among collectors. The intricate detail of the coat of arms, combined with the historical significance of Queen Elizabeth II's portrait, makes it a prized piece for many collectors. Now, let's talk about coin grading. When determining the value of a coin, collectors pay close attention to the coin's condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, and each grade has a significant impact on the coin's market value. A coin in fine condition has seen some wear from circulation, but the major design elements are still visible and recognizable. The details of the coin, such as the portrait of Queen Elizabeth and the Australian coat of arms, will show signs of wear, but they won't be completely worn away. In other words, while this coin has been in the hands of many people over the years, it still retains enough detail to be a collectible item. The value of coins fluctuates depending on factors like demand, rarity, and the overall condition of the coin. 1975 was a particularly rare year for the 50-cent coin. Coins from this era still hold very value due to their age and historical significance. In today's collector market, an Australia 50-cent 1975 coin in fine condition can be valued anywhere $136,000. This may not seem like a fortune, but it's certainly more than its face value of 50 Australian cents. Additionally, if the coin has any special errors or variations such as misstrikes, it could be worth significantly more. Error coins are often highly sought after by collectors, and they can drive up the price. First, its age. A 1975 coin is nearing the 50-year mark, and as with many collectibles, older items tend to become more valuable over time, especially if they are in good condition. Second, the connection to Queen Elizabeth II makes this coin particularly special for collectors who are interested in Commonwealth coins. With the passing of Queen Elizabeth II in 2022, coins featuring her image have become even more in demand. Lastly, the design itself, with the intricate details of the Australian coat of arms, makes the coin visually appealing and desirable to those who appreciate coin artistry. The Australia 50-cent 1975 coin in fine condition holds a highest but noteworthy value in today's collector market, ranging from $136,000. It may make you a millionaire, it's still a valuable piece of Australian history and a must-have for any serious coin collector. Next up, we're diving into one of Australia's most iconic and collectible coins, the Australia 50-cent coin from 2014. If you're into Australian currency or simply looking to expand your collection, this coin holds great significance, both historically and in terms of collector's value. In this video, we will take a deep dive into what makes the 2014 Australia 50-cent coin special, why collectors seek it, and how much it is worth today, especially in extra fine condition. Before we jump into the market value, let's first explore some history. The Australia 50-cent coin has long been a cornerstone of Australian currency. This 12-sided coin is famous for its large size and unique design. In terms of design, the 2014 version follows the standard pattern that was introduced in 1966, showcasing Australia's national emblem, the coat of arms, featuring a kangaroo and an emu, two animals symbolic of Australia's heritage and natural beauty. The 50-cent coin is struck in copper-nickel, with a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. With a diameter of 31.65 mm and a weight of 15.55 grams, it stands out among modern circulating coins, making it appealing to collectors who appreciate its unique look and feel. What makes the 2014 coin particularly special is that it doesn't belong to any commemorative series, which can sometimes be less desired by some purist collectors. Instead, it retains the original design, making it a great example of Australia's classic currency still in circulation during that period. Now let's talk about condition, which is crucial when evaluating a coin's value. The coin we're focusing on today is in extra fine condition, often abbreviated as XF. What does that mean exactly? An extra fine coin is typically one that has had minimal wear. The high points of the design might show some light rubbing, but overall, most of the details remain crisp and clear. On a 50-cent coin like the 2014 version, you would expect to see only slight wear on the coat of arms, particularly on the kangaroo and emu, but the text and rim would still be in excellent shape. In this condition, the coin would still hold significant aesthetic appeal, making it a desirable piece for collectors who are looking for coins in excellent condition but aren't necessarily seeking an uncirculated or mint state coin. The 2014 Australia 50-cent coin may not be a rare, limited edition, or commemorative coin, but it still garners attention in the collector's market due to its consistent design and large size, which many collectors prefer for display purposes. In extra fine condition, this coin remains highly collectible. It's important to note that, since this is a circulating coin, its value isn't as high as commemorative issues, but it does have a notable presence in the market, especially when found in top-tier conditions like XF. Now to the part you've been waiting for: how much is the 2014 Australia 50-cent coin worth on today's collector market? In extra fine condition, the coin typically sells for $41,000. It's important to remember that the value of circulating coins in modern collections often lies not just in their individual worth but in the rarity of finding one in pristine condition, especially with minimal wear and tear. For a coin like the 2014 Australia 50 cents, which was produced in large numbers, it can be more difficult to find one in XF condition, which enhances its appeal to collectors. Many 50-cent coins in circulation show significant wear from everyday use, so when you come across one in extra fine or better condition, it can be a valuable addition to your collection. Looking ahead, the value of the 2014 Australia 50-cent coin might increase dramatically in the short term, and it's worth holding on to if you have one in extra fine condition. As time goes on and more of these coins suffer wear and tear, higher-grade examples will become more valuable. If you're a patient collector, you might see the value rise over the years, especially if demand for Australian coins increases globally. So, there you have it. The Australia 50 cents 2014 coin in extra fine condition is not just a beautiful piece of Australian currency, but also a noteworthy item for collectors. Whether you're building a collection of Australian coins or simply looking to understand more about this popular series, the 2014 50 cents coin is a great addition to any collection. Who knows, over time, it could appreciate in value, especially if you manage to keep it in excellent condition. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos on coin collecting, rare finds, and market trends. Until next time, happy collecting.